Hello, this is Connor. Welcome back to my RPG Maker 2003 tutorials. It's been a while since I've made one of these things, but they seem to have been very popular, and I wanted to continue on. I've just been busy for the last couple of weeks. So last time I think I said I was going to go through items or weapons or spells or something, but there's one thing I'd like to go through first, if I can just bring up the database here, and it'll be important for all of them, and that is animations. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on battle animations today. So I'm in the tab here under the database called animations, and you can see there's a list of pre-made ones here. I can pick one here like hit A, and I can click play just over here just to preview this animation. So these are the kind of things you'll be expecting. For these will be basically displayed in combat when you attack something. So let's make a new one. Let's increase the maximum number. Let's bring it up to 200. Let's stick in an empty line down here, just to mark where my stuff begins. And down here, spell 142, or well, animation 142. We're going to create a new one. I'm not sure what I'll call it yet. Let's just pick a graphic first. So I'll click here to bring up the animation graphic list. Now there's two kinds you can get. There's 480 by 480 and 640 by 640, which are higher resolution animations, but they don't include any of them by default, so you're kind of out of luck if you want to see them. Maybe I'll download some later on and show you. But 480 by 480 is what I'm going to work with now, and you can see that there's animations here for all categories. There's blow, bow, breath, claw, cold, cure, dark, earth, explosions. I'm not sure which is a good one to use here. I guess maybe... See, there's more down here as well. Look. I think these are duplicates, some of them as well. These are actually ones from RPG Maker 2000. And I think these are the remakes of a lot of them for 2003. But let's go with something kind of simple. Let's go with dark. I think dark is a pretty cool one. You've got all these skulls and things. So you'll notice over here that there's a list of frames. Now these frames, I can navigate them with the arrow keys or by clicking next and back, or just by clicking on them the old-fashioned way. These frames make up the animation. They're the different stages of it. There are 20 of them at the moment. I think that's a good number. We can change that up here. Let's make it 25, just so we have more room to work with. And I'm going to call this animation Dark Shock, because that's pretty cool. Right, so here in cell number 1, I'm going to first of all we'll make this big black ball build up on whatever we're attacking here. I want it to build up on the middle of the opponent, so I'm going to set this Y position to center. This is like the guideline here. This green X saying where on the target the animation will appear. Because I have it at center, it's going to throw the animation kind of towards the center of the creature. If I set it towards the head, it'll aim for the top of the creature, and towards feet, it'll aim at the bottom. So we'll go for center. And we're going to, first of all, we'll start with this little bolt. If I double click on this, I can set its transparency and everything. And I can apparently change frame as well. What does that do? Oh, that actually changes the graphic here, look. If you imagine numbers on these graphics, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you can just click it here and change to that particular graphic, which is amazing. I didn't even know that was in here. That's very, very handy. So I'm going to have that in my first thing. I'm going to, I'll leave it at 100% zoom. I'm going to have it about 60% transparent here. And then I'll go to the next frame. And the next frame, you can see this blue outline here shows where... the first component, see the number 1 up there, was in the previous frame. So component 1 in the previous frame is this thing. So I'm going to put in the next frame on top of that. And this one is only going to be 50% transparent. And then I will continue up on number 3. I'll put in this one. And I'm going to make it 40% transparent. Then this one up here will be 30% transparent. You can see the pattern here. For this one, I'm going to have it at 20% transparent. And for this one, I will have it at 10% transparent, and then finally just this big empty orb. Now I can click play and it'll show me back what that looks like. So there you go. It's very fast, but you can see it. The sort of black ball builds up out of the creature and just sort of engulfs it. What I want to do is add a sound when this plays, though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the very first frame here, frame 1, and I'm going to go across to these sound effect and flash timings, and I'm going to right-click and pick Edit. And here I can say, on frame 1, we're going to play a sound effect, and we're going to play... There's dark sound effects down here. Darkness 1, Darkness 2. I like these ones, or we could just use debuff or decision. I like Darkness 1. But I think I'll speed it up as well. You can adjust the tempo here, which is nice. Or play it entirely out of the left speaker, which is also pretty cool. But you probably didn't hear that in the video, actually, because I don't know. I'm just using a fairly basic mic for this. Okay, so yeah, slightly faster than normal. And why don't we make the target flash? We're going to make them flash. I'd like them to flash purple, a sort of dark purple. And maybe the screen will shake. No, the target will shake when we cast it. So now let's watch that back. Okay, it doesn't show the shake effect here, but already you can see the creature flash purple. We've already got something going on, like a better looking animation here. So that's good. That's the beginning. But now I think I want to do more with this animation. I think I want something to happen after the black bolt happens. I think I want a gigantic skull to fly in. A gigantic laughing skull. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a skull here in the middle, in this frame, and I'm going to set its zoom to 200%. Yeah, make it really, really huge. And then I think I will go down to frame, I don't know, 16, and I will put in the same skull in the middle, but yeah, just at 100%. So he's going to kind of zoom in, so we're going to have to fill in the middle here. So if I click on tweening up here and I go from frame number 8 down to frame number 20, I think it was. I said it was going to. Sorry, I've completely forgotten. Frame 16. Oh, God. So yeah, if I set tweening from frame number 8 to frame number 16, and I set, we're going to follow the same pattern, position. We're going to blend the pattern, the position, and the transparency, and I click OK. It has automatically filled in the middle steps for me there. So if you look at that, that is pretty cool. So now if I play that back, we've got our skull flying in. Now, what if I don't want just one skull flying in? What if I want more skulls to follow it? I'm going to do that next. I'll put in... this is just the beginning. There's going to be, like, I don't know, 3 skulls flying in. So there'll be 2 more after that initial one. So I'm going to blow this one up really big. And I'm going to just Control and C, Control and V to paste that one over here as well. And then I'm going to copy this frame and I'm going to stick it in 25. And I'm going to actually get these down to zoom level 100. But they're going to fade out, I think. I'm going to put them down to 40% transparency. And same with this, zoom level 100. 40% transparency, and I'm going to move them in as well so that they kind of go in. Actually, let's put them dead center so that they kind of fly in like that. Now, that was, what frame did I start that on? 17. So I'm going to set up tweening from frame number 17 to frame 25. And I'm going to leave all these ticked. If I untick position and zoom, then it's not going to move them. If I untick transparency, it's not going to change the transparency. For example, I'll just show you what happens if I untick position and zoom. Click OK. What we get is just an instant jump. It doesn't do the in-between steps for those. But if if I put it back in, then there we go, it's all fixed. And I think I'll add in more sounds. These skulls hitting should make a noise. What I'm going to say is on frame 16, I'm going to add in a screen. Oh, sorry, frame 16. There's going to be a screen flash. The screen is going to flash, I think, a similar shade of dark purple. What was our previous one? I think it was 1111. There we go. And this value V is kind of the intensity of the flash. So if I'll make this a lighter one, only 10 intensity, and I'm not going to shake anything for this one. And actually, we should play a sound there as well. Let's play, let's see, Attack 2. I like Attack 2, but I'm going to slow it down because it sounds more menacing at a slow tempo. And do I need something at the very end? I think I'd like to have maybe an explosion play on frame 25. So at frame 25, I'm going to stick in, where is it? Explosion, Explosion 2 is the best explosion. I'll play the others, but number 2 is the best one, in my honest opinion. And I'm going to flash the screen black this time, I think. I'm going to just do 23 intensity, but I'm going to shake the screen. So let's play this back. Okay, and there we have our animation for Dark Shock, which I guess that's pretty cool. I mean, it's all right. It's a little bit rushed, but you get the idea from it anyway. I can also set it to target a single enemy or the entire screen. If I set it to target a single enemy, then it will play the animation on top of where the enemy is standing. If it's targeting the screen, it will target the entire screen. So it won't be targeted on any enemy in particular. It'll just kind of display in the middle, all blown up. That's kind of useful if you want to make a spell that damages all the enemies at once, so you just have one animation playing for the whole thing. Like a summon monster or something. But anyway, yeah, that's our Dark Shock animation. So I'm going to put it to use now, and that's a good way to sort of segue us into spells. So I'm going to go into, skills they're called here. I'm going to go into the skills tab, and I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to create a new one. I'm going to increase the range here, 150, and stick in a blank row here. And I'm going to create a Dark Shock spell here. And let's see, what'll I do? I'll choose an animation for it here. My Dark Shock animation, obviously. And let's see, what type of skill is this going to be? Normal, transfer, escape, magic, special, nin pow, nature, atmosphere. These are skill categories. I haven't really gone into them yet. I'm just going to set it to normal at the moment. I'll get into more detail on those later on. That's if you want to subdivide your skills into different kind of sets. Magic cost. It's going to cost you 3 magic, I think. Or we can set it to cost like 10% of your magic. I think 10%. Why not? We can give it a description here, and we will call it a Dark Shocking thing. And here's its damage value. It's going to do, let's say, 50 damage to your health. And also, let's see, should it ignore defense? It's magic. Yeah, it'll ignore your defense skill. It'll just do the damage directly to the target. The success rate is going to be 80%. There's a 20% chance it'll miss. And the person casting it doesn't matter what we pick over here. This is just, who we want to preview. But the animation we're going to use for it is the skill animation, I think. So you can see Brindy there doing her skill animation, and there's Bob's, and here's Arthur's, whoever Arthur is. But that's Brindy and Bob, and we can choose movement, like they can step forward before they do it, or they can jump forward, or they can move to the enemy, or I think we want no movement at the moment. I'll go into more details about these animations later on, but we're kind of focusing on the skill here. It's going to target one enemy, I think, and let's see, what element will it attack with? It's going to have a dark element to it, of course, and I think thunder as well, because it's Dark Shock. And now, down here, you have the physical rate, magical rate, and variance. These are kind of dark magic, to be completely honest. I don't think, anyone's particularly an expert on them. Well, obviously, there are people who are an expert on them. I've never really gotten into them. If you scroll up through all of the spells, though, all of the pre-existing ones, they're pretty much the same. They seem to change a bit here in cold barrier and stuff. But I wouldn't worry too much about them. You can generally leave them in place. I'm not sure what they do. Right, so we've got our skill set up anyway, our Dark Shock skill. So now if I go into our actors and choose Brindy, I can right click here and edit and say that at level 1, Brindy is going to learn Dark Shock, wherever it may be. It's at the bottom of the list. There we go. So at level 1, Brindy will have Dark Shock. So let's see how that works. Let's go into test battle and try it out. So I'm going to go into the battle screen. Oh, sorry, no, that's not what I want to go into at all. I want to go into troops. And I think let's pick something here that we already know. Ninja Master, Baby Ninja. Let's try it out against the Baby Ninjas. Let's go into battle test. And it's Brindy and Bob versus Baby Ninjas. We're going to fight them in a wasteland, I guess. And let's see what happens. Oh, we caught them off guard. And, we can't even use it. Oh, we can, sorry. My mistake. If I go into, what would it be under here? Special? Holy Magic? Dark Shock, there it is. It's underneath her magic. We have the Dark Shock spell, so I can choose to target the Ninja Baby, and there's our animation, complete with screen shakes and all the bells and whistles and everything. So there you go. That's how you set up a skill. That's how you set up a battle animation. Now, I was a little confused as to where to find Brindy's magic. That's something to do with the character classes, because they all have different battle commands available, and these are all customizable as well. So I suppose that's something I can get into maybe in the next video. I'll get into character classes, I'll get into the different skill types you can have, and all that sort of stuff. Because if I don't, then doing equipment and items and stuff, it's going to be confusing. I'm a little worried it's already been too confusing so far. So I'm going to have to make the new video very quickly to undo any damage I might have done to my credibility as a tutorial maker. But that'll be it for today anyway. So I hope you've enjoyed the video. And, if you feel like checking out my other videos, they're alright if you ask me, in my humble, unbiased opinion. But anyway, happy RPG making, and goodbye.